Hello! Today is day one of our Europe trip. I booked a Lyft to get to the airport, so today is kind of a crazy day because we have a lot of traveling to do. Today's like the most day of our traveling. Orlando Airport, so MCO, and we're traveling about 2 hours to JFK. Once we get to JFK, we have about a 3-hour layover until we board our plane for our international flight. Now that, we're flying KLM, and that's going to be about a 7-hour flight. It's pretty crazy because most of my Europe trips are about, I would say about like 9 hours, almost 10 hours. So 7 hours is like super great. I can get some editing done, watch some shows, and relax a little bit. And Berlin is our final stop for the first part of our trip. You're gonna see me a lot. You'll see Ginny, you'll see Shannon, you'll see Christian, a whole bunch of people that we're going with. It'll be a lot of fun. So stay tuned, and let's get to the airport. Okay, so we are here at the airport. Something that kind of came up is that our flight's delayed about an hour and a half, so it's something that we have to wait on. We've got the whole group behind me. They're squadding up right there. It's gonna be pretty exciting. Part of the trip, we're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be great. So we did it, dropped off all our baggages. Now we're heading to check in through security. The flight's been delayed a little bit. It's gonna be okay, but we're gonna see how it goes. We'll see. Plane has been delayed till 2:20. We got through security. Shannon with me here, and Jenny's right there. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we made it here. We're in JFK right now. Oh my God, it's literally outside. It's so cold.
Got everything to snow right there.
It's so cool. So a little out of breath. Just made it to JFK. It's super crazy. We had to actually run from one plane to another to board our international flight. What's kind of great is that it's 35-degree weather outside, and I'm just wearing a flannel and a t-shirt underneath. Not the ideal setup. First part of the trek is done. We have actually had to reroute from Amsterdam, so we actually came to Switzerland. So we're here in Switzerland right now, trying to find our next flight to connect. I think we're here for about 4 or 5 hours, and then from there we transfer to Berlin, which is our final stop.
I can get out.
I think, okay, it's okay. We're gonna be okay.
Oh, we did just do it without me.
Tell me it's like not the best candy ever. Thumbs up, is it good? Yeah? Okay, good. So we are still here in Switzerland. I am super exhausted right now. We traveled all the way from Orlando, and we're now in Zurich, Switzerland right now. We're waiting to board our flight so we can get to Berlin finally. Didn't sleep too well on the plane. There's a lot of movement we had to do, and just a lot. It's been crazy so far. But other than that, the trip has been great. We've traveled a lot, made a lot of different changes and movements. Everyone's sitting over there just passed out, which is okay because we're all tired. It's obviously what's going on. So right now we're just waiting to hear back from the agent at the desk to find out what the flight time looks like and where we're going to. The next trip is to Berlin, but we're just trying to find that time. There was actually a snowstorm yesterday in New York City, so when we flew in, we were flying over Jersey, going right into New York City, and there's just snow everywhere. And that's what caused the delay initially. At the end of the day, we're still here in Europe. We made it. The long trek is over. It's the last stop that we have to make. Once we're there, that's it for 4 days until we fly to France. Okay, so good morning. Now yesterday was a pretty interesting day. So yesterday was Saturday, right? Yeah, Saturday. So I'm a little bit confused, but here's why. So throughout the whole trip, we've come through a lot of adversities. We started at the airport in Orlando on Friday. We had to be there at 9 a.m. to be there to check bags, to get there early, make sure the whole group was there from UCF so that we got through. From there, we were going to leave from Orlando to New York by 12. We were going to depart at 12. Takes about 2 hours there. We're there by 2. From there, we should have been on a plane that left at around 5:30, and then, long story short, be here yesterday at 8:30 in the morning. Be here in Berlin, Germany at 8:30 in the morning. That did not happen. So there was a lot of things that happened over the course of the 2 days that required us to stretch the time even longer and require us to even travel over 24 hours. It was going on almost 30 some odd hours of just pure traveling, which was pretty extensive and pretty taxing. So that's also going to explain the reason why there was very little recording yesterday. I did some shooting that was in Zurich when we were in the airport. talking about kind of like what it was looking like. We ended up spending 8 hours in Zurich yesterday, which was pretty crazy because we just sat in an airport for 8 hours. I felt like I was Tom Hanks from that movie, I think it was like The Terminal or whatever, where he basically lived in an airport, but on a much shorter scale, just in 8 hours. So that was pretty crazy. We ended up finally making a flight. We got out of there at like, I think it was like 6. Yeah, we ended up getting on a flight. We got out of Zurich by 6, and then we got to Berlin by like 7:20, 7:30. So we got to the hotel last night. Great hotel. I'm actually in my room right now. This is the Westin Grand Berlin, so I believe it's like a 4 or 5 star hotel. It's super nice. We actually are on the top floor here. I'll show you in a second. We're on a balcony, and I think we're the only room, me and Benyam, he's my roommate, we're the only ones that actually have a balcony. And I think we're the only ones on the 6th floor, which is pretty cool. So that's something. I'll show that out in a second. But other than that, getting back to kind of like what's been going on and keep everyone updated. So today is technically our like first day in Berlin, even though that should have been yesterday. So we're going to do a culture tour, going through experiencing some of like Berlin culture, seeing a lot of history. So this is more of like a, you know, a typical I'm traveling Europe, I want to see some history and some historical things kind of day. Tomorrow, I think, is when we start actually going to businesses. I think tomorrow is like our first day where we actually visit a company, which is pretty cool. I actually have to go shopping today because I don't have any dress shirts. I forgot them in Orlando, even though I spent all night and the next morning packing, which is beyond me. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So getting back to what we're doing right now, it is currently, what time is it? It's about like maybe 6:40, 6:50 in the morning, our time in Berlin. I think Jeannie and Shannon want to go get some Starbucks, so I'm just finishing up here, and I'm going to go meet with them.